everyone. Welcome back to our English podcast. Yeah, today I have a friend here. Yeah, Saida. Oh, Saida. I'm so sorry.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Dinara, for inviting me again for
Yeah,
your lovely podcast.
yeah. You know that's last time we when we met together. Yeah, we decided to choose one book and just describe this book. Yeah, and share with you our opinions and other some kind of the information. Yeah, about this book. And today, yeah, we are meeting here and trying to describe it. Yeah.
To discuss this book.
And that time, yeah, Saida choose that book. Yeah, what kind of the book it was?
The book
A
called
thousand,
"Thousand of the Brightening Stars." I don't know the
a thousand splendid
splendid star
suns.
suns. Okay. So the English
Yeah,
original
translate.
version
Yes.
is different from the Russian. This is the book of the Afghanian author Khaled Hosseini. So we decided last time to read
Yes.
this book, and today it's a X day to discuss it. And just look behind this shelf; it's like made specifically
Yeah.
for this podcast. It looks like we did it on purpose, but it's not.
Yeah, it's like spontaneously. Yeah, we choose this place, and that is why I think it's a sign. Yeah.
Yeah, sign, indeed.
And Saida, why did you choose this book? Yeah.
Probably because I read this book and I wanted to discuss this book, and I couldn't find the person who can I discuss this book. And this book, I think it really relates to our society, even if we are not we don't have conditions and situations like we have. I mean, like what people facing in Afghanistan. But I think our country is also vulnerable, and the social topics that is raised in this book, it's so related to our society as well. And this book is about two young women. One woman was forced to marry at 15 years old to a man she doesn't love. And the second story is about young and brave girl who was again forced to be a second wife of the same person. So it's more book about the woman and how they live in that condition, and what can they do, and actually why that happened, and what we can do to eliminate this. This is, I think, the book is about. So I really wanted to discuss about this book and to read this book. I don't know if you like it.
Yes, I like it. This story is where happened in Afghanistan. Yeah, in that period, it was a 1957 or that's
60s,
period. Yeah. And that time the country had a war. Yeah, and some kind of the the gender equality. Yeah, and that is why they sometimes the woman the part of the populations was a woman, and they are suffered, yeah, from the just some related the man related a little bit rude, and as well as some
so they were like, let's say,
they
has less rights.
The woman, they doesn't have some rights there, and that is why maybe this was so easy to read, and for me it I worried about that women's, and the life condition was so low, and that they had a great problem there in their family even, and that is why it was very interesting for me, and we can just share our opinions about that, I think.
Yes, I think we live now in a world full of opportunities.
Yes.
Especially for women. Just imagine, like 100 years ago, women would be dreamt about having what we have now. We have voice, we have rights, we have all the, let's say, cards on our table, so we can choose what we want to do. And this is, I think, the poor happiness. And why I like this book, because I see that part of our society still live like that. I mean, if we go for rural areas, or even here in the city, can happen such cases. So Sultanat was an example, right? She went through this abuse and such kind of attitude, and I think that the problem of our society is education. So I believe that a true success of every nation is educated women. So when we have a discrimination on the access to the education or access to our rights, this leads to the war. And I think this is what happened in Afghanistan, because women hadn't have a right. And if women have no right, she cannot give education to a man. A man goes to a war. There is no ethics, there is no emotional intelligence, there is no intelligence at all. What they can do, they just fight. So I think that war, or the condition, like some countries, they suffer from the, I don't know, they have this, how we call it, hunger, right? Like I don't know how it will be.
Starving.
Starving, yeah, starving. I think, or like other areas where the economy is not maybe developed, I think this is an issue where there is no education. I agree both for the man and for the woman, but I think specifically for women, because I think woman is a person who speaks with a child and gives all what she knew, what she knows to a future generation. And if she cannot give education, there is a problem. And I think that story is mostly about that man who married twice and took these two women, very, very young and vulnerable. He had no knowledge, he had no, I don't know, sense of, I don't know, empathy, ethics. He has nothing. He was sorry, stupid. And how can he develop? How can he have a very, I don't know, happy family? And the war in the country which was going there, I understand there is a political issue and so on. It's not every time that directly because woman is not educated, but I think if country wants to develop, it shall first give education to a woman. And unfortunately, in that book, these two women cannot get it. I mean, they were fighting for their rights, and but that books, it's like half tragedy, half full of optimism. So
it's like, you know, that that woman don't have some voice, and they cannot just to be honest with them, and to just maybe sometimes express some kind of their emotions to this man, or argue about something, because the man controls everything. And that they have a rules, principles and morals that he's a woman should just follow it. And that is why maybe there, for example, I lose my opinion. Okay, I lose it. It's like, you know, that time the woman, I think they cannot walk, for example, alone, without men. And all the time, for example, if they have some argue, or just a man abused this woman, the woman cannot just go to the police and just have some maybe complaining, moan or about their man, because the man talks only to men, and
and women treated as like just material.
And that is why they can just return that woman back to the home and decide this problem or solve this problem with her man, for example. And that is why it is a very hard and difficult topics. I mean this is typical. It we think that it is this problem only in the Afghanistan or the in the Arabian countries or somewhere, where some women just don't have some rights. But this problem has around the world. I think, we have some discrimination and the gender in inequality around of us, too. It's not only this in Afghanistan, I think.
It's like
everywhere.
widespread. Not only
it's
there.
it's like in USA too, for example. Why the nowadays it's election period, and the woman wants to be president. And she just really so cool. I like her. I read a lot of information about her, but some of the maybe the part of the population can think about this like the woman cannot rule, cannot rule the whole the country, because she is vulnerable, because she maybe doesn't have some kind of the the traits, personal traits as a man, for example. And that is why it is a great discrimination around the world. And how do you think we should accept it, or we should just fight with the men or with the others, that we can just solve something, we can do something?
Well, I think that obviously we need to protect ourselves. And when I say protect, I don't say only physically, but for our, again, for the access of our opportunities and so on. For instance, these two heroines from the book, they were manipulated by fear. This book is not about religion, to be honest. Yes, they say that they are Muslims and they need to follow Quran, but Quran is not about manipulating or making person to fear. But they were manipulated and they were abused, and they were like went through all the dark, let's say, attitudes that can ever woman face. But I think that what they did were right. They were fighting because as I said, since they did not have that education, they thought it's normal. If he bites me, it's fine, everyone does it. I mean, it's like it's our religion, we need to follow our husband or our, let's say, man, right? But it's not about that. It's like if that woman would know that there is another world, there is a world of a good life, a qualitative life, the story could be different. But they felt that they cannot live longer like that. Even animals don't bite each other. So I think naturally person, I mean every human being, they fight for freedom, fight for their access to what they deserve. That's why at the end we see that how the story ends, right? Of course there are some who agrees and obeys and lives that life, but as you ask me, I don't think it's right. We need to I don't say it fight, but protect, so that we have freedom of our voice, of our rights, what we want to wear, what we want to say. It's really important.
I think so. And I noticed that there, for example, the women cannot go out without men, and they cannot show their face, for example.
Can you imagine, could you, I mean, live like that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No. Because in our country, when we have some, we have, for example, a relationship, and you have a guy, and he trying to manipulate you, or just trying to, to control you. Sometimes you started, feeling yourself not comfortable, and you are trying to avoid them, yeah, avoid this person, because yeah, you just you are used to be free, yeah. You have that feelings that you can that say that you want what do you want, for example, and they share that, and that we sometimes argue with them, discuss about some kind of the topics. For example, if I don't agree about this decision, I can just yeah, argue with him. And but it is only in that in our generation, I think, yeah, it's not the present generation can do it, for example, or I think in that country where they have some rules and the traditions, yeah, strong tradition, they cannot do it maybe. But I heard it, I cannot say that it is true, because we don't live there and we don't know the whole pictures, yeah. And that is why I think it's a little bit for me not weird, but it is a I have some scare about the weird, some some traditional costumes that, and just close your face, and to be with your man and walk around the city, and just to buy shopping, yeah, to do some shopping, for example. And they cannot, for example, even I want to say that they cannot drive, for example. They don't have some permission, yeah, to drive, even but of course, as you said, that they cannot just to go to school, yeah, without. I want to say that they have a very very little, permission to just go outside, and then to have a gossip to their neighbors, for example. Only these things, yeah. And that they have a very narrow, horizon, yeah. They cannot just really develop yourself. And how it's possible when they don't have some opportunities, for example, to read book even, yeah. And of course they have a very low, living standard there, and it's very hard, I think.
Yeah. How do you think um, what is what is related to our society? Of course, it's not that 100% situation, but what do you think it's what can be done better? For instance, what we have the same maybe in our society, and what can be done better?
That nowadays we have a lot of stereotypes about the abuse. Like that after stories the Sultanate, yeah, with the Bishambayev, yeah, we our country is so popular. Like we have in our country only abused men, yeah, who just try to treat with their women so rude, or just sometimes, yeah, can bullying them, yeah, like. But it is not right, I think. And these stereotypes, like it's become so popular around of our women, that the women started just considering, like okay, you just have some limitation, yeah, to do something. Okay, you are abuse me, yeah. They started just to use these stereotypes, like there's a key, like a key, yeah, to have some relationship. You should just respect me. And they
Okay,
yeah,
so it's like they are using
yeah,
abuse as a manipulation.
yeah, the woman manipulates the man nowadays. And I heard a lot of stories about that in social medias, in Instagram. But it isn't right. I think, yeah, we should have some respectful, yeah, for our men. I think, yeah, okay, they are strong, they are logical, maybe intelligent, yeah. And we too, we have education, we are developed a lot. And we should just to find some compromise to each other, and to just have the very smart maybe family, yeah. But nowadays, yeah, our men just sometimes have some fear, I think, that to have a relationship with our woman, like
Yes, I got your point that they become too feministic, and
yeah.
and they fear just even to talk.
Did you watch the in Instagram that Asghar Ilyasov? Do you know? him?
Oscar Elias. Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
the actor, right?
yes, he's an actor, and I'm so sorry that I'm trying to discuss about that here. Okay, the Asghar Ilyasov, he is a very good man, very good. He is a very talented actor, and he had a relationship with Aya Shalkhar. Yeah, and okay, I think yeah, it's a little bit weird to announce their relationships. Yeah, when they just broke up and they started just to publish it in Instagram. It's so weird for me. And he said the same. Yeah, that Aya Shalkhar just started publishing about that his attitude towards her, like he abused her, like just start stop have some restriction about the clothes, what kind of the how she should look like appearance, about the appearance. And maybe I'm not sure about what, but it was the obvious situation, I mean the stories there. And he answered for this publish, like he said that it is so strange that nowadays our women started just accept all of this, some kind of the notice, abuse. Yeah, sometimes our girl just maybe doesn't feel some that the level of, maybe like not level, some differences, yeah, between the some kind of the some kind of the words, maybe. Yeah, and it's so little bit weird for us, and it is like example for others. Maybe someone who is so young, yeah, woman, just to watch it and can say, okay, yeah, it is abusement, yeah, and that is why I cannot, yeah, to have a relationship with my guy, for example, yeah, because he's manipulate me too, like that. And because of this, the clothes, because of the that's how you should look like, yeah. I think it is not a big abuse here. It is not important. I think you can just discuss about that, yeah, what you like and what he like this.
It's so funny how the story of abuse to women become a story of abuse of our men in our society.
Yeah,
it's also a good sign that our society is so developed that we discuss about abuse of our men. No, but yeah, jokes apart, I think it's also actually a sign. You see, for instance, when we are limited for something for a very long time, for instance, our parents, our grandparents, they were limited for access.
Of course.
That's why our generation and the new generation want to free it, want to get out of this, borders. And that's why I think they go beyond this, let's say, borders, and behave like that. Of course, I believe there should be emotional intelligence in everything. I mean, you can discuss it. Do not show, I don't know, if some person says you need to do so, you don't need to react immediately as abuse. Of course, there should be, I don't know, obvious signs of that. But again, I mean, it's all about how you discuss and how you agree on something. But for their story, we don't know really what actually happened, because it's a personal, let's say, decision, personal relationship. But of course, some could treat this story differently, and some maybe like her. But anyway, I think it's more about how to say, in that particular situation, I think it's more about the discussion. They could have maybe agree and go silently, or as a friend. I mean, don't put it out loud so much. But
I agree with you totally. I agree with. What about for example, how do you think? Yeah, for example, right now we have the high statistics of the divorcement. Yeah, nowadays, divorce
rate, right?
Yes, divorce
rate.
Divorce rate. That's everyone that's think that they want to have a really a good life, and they that's independence life, and that is why they decided to divorce from each other. And we have second place or third place,
really?
in the around of the world, that we have a lot of the guy who just want to divorce from their woman, and as well as yeah, they leave their children, for example, and it's so popular nowadays. How do you think? Why?
Why? I think because people didn't know each other well, and they rushed maybe to marry, or they were insecure, not confident about, and for some reason they married and then realized that they don't know the person. This is my first perception about that. But I think the another reason could be that people cannot work, so they cannot find compromises, they cannot come to each other, meet each other. So one turns back and another asks, or vice versa. So it's I think this is maybe the second reason. The third reason, I think it's intervention of relatives, which is quite popular in our society. And I think that these interventions could be eliminated if relatives or parents would have lived their own life. So just imagine if two people really enjoys each other, really, really enjoys and do whatever they want, like a friends, see, and they have kids, and their kids grown up, right? And they have their own life. Why should they bother them? They are cool with each other. They don't have any, I don't know, point to intervene to their life. But when they are not comfortable with each other, they start to intervene to someone else's life. I think this is the issue, that people so rush and do not find their
right person.
And our society is making a pressure, to be honest. Like you and me, we are already 30. How much per day you hear when you marry, when you should have a kid, your clocks are ticking and so on. I mean, we are really under pressure. For instance, when I was working in Hungary, it was a very life-changing, let's say, insight. I had a boss. She's not the boss, but line manager of mine, and she was 37. And she got pregnant from her, at that time it was her boyfriend. And when we had one-to-one conversation, she said, "It's so pity that I become pregnant. I could have done now my career. This is the right moment to grow up." And I was like, how she is thinking like that? It's like maybe last seconds of your time when she can be pregnant, she can be a mother. But she even didn't think about that. I don't encourage people to think like her, of course, because every woman and every person has its own time. But what I'm saying is that they live without pressure.
Okay.
They live without fear. And that's good. This is what I want to say. I don't encourage, I don't PR people to marry late and so on. You can marry even at 20, but if you are mature enough, if you really understand it's your person and you can grow up together, that's fine. But it should be your decision, not the decision that made you to do so, not to be forced by your relatives, by your fear, by your whatever,
It's like, how do you think? Nowadays, still, we have some stereotypes that the woman or girl, should get married at some 20, from the 21, till the 25, for example. And when you got 30, it's like you lose your moments, it's so too late to get married and have children. And sometimes, it's okay. The society sometimes, pressure you just to do it, okay. But in the, for example, in the western part and in the east part of the country, not country, of the world, like they started, for example, living from the 20 till the 30, and they just are able to find their own purpose, and and they build their self and develop their career, and then they decided, to get married and create a family, build this family, and consciously get the children. And how do you think? It is it is a very cool, yeah, when you
Yes.
are not child, that to get the child, it's so little bit
Yes,
weird.
yes, yes.
When you 20, when you got 20 and you get married and you don't know what you have to do the next, yeah,
Who you
yeah,
are
yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah, you don't know how you should to live this
Yeah.
life, yeah. And okay, you maybe you are with your partner and you feel some kind of the supportive, yeah, from that person. Okay, then what? After, maybe, yeah, okay, some people, some women, after they having children, after 5 or 7 years, they start to find their own purpose. But it's not late, okay, but it's a little bit, it's it's not consciousness. You do everything.
Yeah.
You cannot give the right upbringing for your children because you are a child, or okay, you're too young, yeah, to just give that good attitude to your children, for example. And that is why sometimes the children can see a lot of argues, yeah, between
Yeah.
their parents, and that they have a certain trauma, like they have some problems their childhood, like for example. And that is why I think it is the best way after 30, yeah, get maybe the family, and try to pay more attention to your children, and mentally and physically to grow up well, I think.
Yeah. That's, yeah, yeah, I agree with you. There is, of course, no, how to say, specific time when you have to marry, but I believe that the more you are mature, the more right decision you do. And when we become mature, when we have a proper standing on the soil. And when I say standing on the soil, I mean you got your education, you got your job, you got what you want to do. Foundation, yes, you know who you are and which direction to move. And in that case, you know which person shall be next to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is the right, I think, the right moment. This, let's say, this mind or an idea can come at 30, can come at 40, it
Yeah.
can come at 20.
Yeah.
Some people are quite
Yeah,
mature, could be at
dependent,
20, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the main point is that you should know yourself,
Yeah,
and what
yeah,
you
I
want,
think so.
and in that, only in that case, you can be sure what you
About
need.
the it's like, in at 20, for example. Okay, I heard this, yeah, and I read about it, that at 20 some for example, girls, yeah, want to get out of their family, their parents, yeah, because they have some
They want
really
separate.
great strong rules, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go out, don't just to have a the intimates, yeah, with the other guys. It's a very strong and a very strict for you, like and that is why I think sometimes, yeah, they trying to find the way how to get out,
Escape, yeah.
escape from their this maybe the rules and this limitation. And that is why they get married, and they
Yeah.
think like it is a freedom, and I will happy with
And
the
they
guy.
trapped again.
Yes, yeah. It doesn't like it doesn't work like this. If you go out, yeah, from your own family and go to another family, you have the same problem, yeah. You will have the same problem. It is a sometimes, yeah, some girls wait their prince, on the white horse, like he really escaped me, yeah, from this, situation, from these problems. And I think, yeah, it's like our girls have some kind of the great illusion of their future life, and they pay more attention for the materialistic condition, and they want to live with the rich man, yeah, who has some success, yeah, in their life. And that is why they trying to find that guy who has a really good business, and who really, yeah, more like financial independence, yeah, like but I'm not sure that
If it's sustainable, right?
yes.
Yeah, I think if we talk about sustainability, which is my topic, but in terms of the people, I think it's I think you should be a partner. So if there is mesalliance or there is a difference, there is always an issue. So even if you see, I mean, considering your story, if for instance she's searching for wealthy man or vice versa, he is searching for wealthy girl, or he is looking for a beautiful girl, it's also one day will be evaporated.
Yes,
it's not sustainable. It's like it's about respecting different kind of characters and different kind of skills. I don't know, the perception of the person. I mean, it's different, not the only materialistic or the external factors.
Yeah, it is. You know, and the question why we are not married right now. It's because of the education.
Too much education. No, I think it's because I don't know how for you, but for me it's I was thinking actually about that. I was one day I was even so much vulnerable, and I thought that maybe it's time. And because everyone around me was telling me first it's biological clocks and my age and society that everyone needs to have his husband and so on. And I still believe that yes, this is a true happiness to have a family, to have kids, but now it should not be my, how to say,
like a main purpose,
only way to live. There are so many other things, and when it's the right moment, it will happen. So I don't want fear to lead me. That's why I think I'm still not married.
I'm proud of it. You know, I appreciate that you value yourself first.
Only when you value yourself first, you find the person who also value me, and he values himself, because we don't want something from each other, because we are already complete, something like that.
How do you think that it is hard nowadays, at this age, for example 30, at this age, it is very hard to be falling in love?
That's true. Actually, that's true. Because you start, for instance, if you before thought that if someone brings you a flower, if someone brings you presents, if someone writes text you every day, it is a sign of love. But no. I mean, you by this you grown up, you understand this is also the experience. You understand that it's not the sign of love. It's a sign of love, something different. And I think nowadays it's difficult because you have this, the luggage of knowledge, of experience, but then it's also easy because you will know what you need. But easy, why? Because you will know what you need. Why it's difficult? Because not every person can meet to these standards, or something like that. What do you think? It's why we are still, I mean, why you think also it's maybe nowadays difficult to fall in love, if it relates to you?
Maybe we, as you said before, that we know what we want. What you have right now at this age, we have a great experience. We like you take some lesson from your previous relationship, and that is why step by step you know that consciously you understand that it is that person or not. For example, you know your personal traits, and as well as you know that your qualities, and as disadvantages sometimes, and the drawbacks. And that is why when you see that person, you just easy understand it is that person or not. But I'm not looking for, and that is why maybe it's a big problem. I'm not trying to have a relationship. It's my big problem. That's my mom said me before. That's
you too independent, too free soul.
Yes. And she said me that it's gonna be very hard the next year, for example, you have to find someone. because you are very smart, very that's intelligent, and you just you become so strong as a man, and that is why you cannot maybe sometimes just make some decision for yourself, that the guy made okay, will make some decision for you, like you want to all the time solve your problem yourself, all the time just to make that step and go to that purpose and achieve it. You want to do it to yourself, and that is why it's very hard to just to have a partner nearby you, and just sometimes ask for something to do for yourself, and maybe that's my big problem. And nowadays I'm looking for myself, my own pathway, and I want to just to really to understand why I'm doing it, and I want to enjoy this life, and I know that we are so young and we have a lot of time to have a relationship. We have to travel, for example, to meet new people, do some kind of the experience, and a lot of things, and that is why maybe I'm not pay too much attention for my relationship. I think I have a lot of friends, but
I liked one phrase that one colleague of mine told me. She said, what is 30s? And she said, 30s is the same 20s but with money. I like that much for us, because in terms of the health, in terms of the well-being, it's really the same. I mean, I feel even good now than I was in my 20s.
Yes,
so
of course.
It's all about, I think, how you look at this. I mean, someone would think, oh, it's 30, I'm already old, or some would say, it's so cool, I'm 30. It's the age I love. So, and I mean, in terms of the relationship, I still, I mean, as I told one time, I was vulnerable. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's time and so on, but no.
You're not ready?
I'm always ready, but it should be with the right person.
When you meet him, you will just.
It's not because I want, because like someone is making me or pressuring me. No. So I mean, this is actually coming back to our book. It's also the freedom, not only the voice and rights, but the choice. These two poor ladies, they didn't have. And actually, by the way, since we are talking about love, in that story, do you remember the second wife? She was already fall in love with another guy.
It's from childhood friend.
And again, the story also teaches like how love is important, for how love and what is love. Love who cares, who respects, for whom you really need it. So in the second story with the second wife, it's clearly seen how they love each other and how love can win a lot of things. And we don't need to agree for something which is not love. I mean,
and she was waiting him, as she had some news about his death, and she was pregnant, and she decided just to have this baby. And even she get married to that man, she felt that love for that guy, and and at the end she just meet together, and had their own family together.
So this story, it's not only about the education, but the combination of education and the love can make a lot of things. So the one story was the this following this control and manipulation. The another story, how love, I mean, she just was really happy that she had that gift from God to have that love. But not everyone have this gift. It's a world, I mean, right? Everything can happen. But what I'm saying is that if in one story, by having education, understanding that could be another world, she could free herself. In another story, love saved her. So it's like two stories with different approaches, I think. Yeah.
Yes. It's about I when I read about the first stories, the first woman when she got married at 15, yeah, and she was broken, yeah, you know, she was alone without mothers, and that is why I think she experienced a great pain. Yeah,
pain, yes. And by the way, and the second daughter was raised in a family full of love.
Yes,
by the way,
differences between them.
Differences between them. Yeah, indeed.
When they met, yeah, two women met to each other. She you know, the second woman was wider than that woman. Yeah, that even the age differences was great. Yeah.
More brave, you mean?
Yes, yeah, no, she, the first wife, didn't want to risk or to say something, yeah, and she just was you know, she accepts everything from his man, and she cannot say couldn't say something, yeah, for the yeah, for the man, and just I think, yeah, you know, that maybe sometimes yeah, when they indicate some information that the two women just to help each other, you know, to teach each other how to really live. And that is why at the end of the book, the second wife is, she was the little sister, yeah, to her. And when she get that blame when the husband died, she died too, yeah, the first wife. And the second wife was grateful about, yeah, her action, yeah, what
her
she
sacrifice,
did. Yes, yourself, she sacrificed yourself. And I think she gave the first wife, she gave a great opportunity to live,
second chance,
to her,
yes,
to live in the bright and the very warm family, yeah, in the
it's such a courage, actually. I mean, just imagine how much of pain she had, and she just swallowed that pain and gave a big love to someone. It's like she's a hero, a true hero.
Yeah, but it's sad story, yeah, you know.
Of course, it's like, as I told, it's like half book, half a strategy, half is optimism. I mean,
yeah. And someone said me it is a second story of this author, and the first story was about the Afghanistan, yeah, the same country, but another story. But it was a more, you know, painful.
Yeah. It was more about two boys.
Okay.
I mean, we could have read that one, but I really wanted to talk about something which is related to the woman, since we are women, and it's more like close to us. And
so nice. I like it so much. Yeah, it was
sorry that I first book that I proposed was something so you know, life changing and difficult. You know, that drama book or something.
No, it is nowadays a popular topic, I think, in our country too, yeah? And it's related to us too as a woman, and that is why it was so interesting, I think, yeah, and more useful for other followers, I think, yeah. It's a first experience, yeah, how we try to really discuss about the book and some social problems too, yeah. And I think that it will be the more useful for you, and to read this book, yeah, especially. And thank you so much.
Thank you to you. We really enjoyed like talking about everything. I think now we can choose like randomly what you want to read next.
Can you choose?
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, it's
William Golding, ruler of what?
Flies. Yeah.
So we read this book. I just took it randomly.
Okay, we will choose the next very strong book too. Yeah. And we can just discuss two books, and the next one, I think, yeah, we should think about that. Yeah, which gonna be the more interesting for us and for them, and that's all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye. Thank you for being here with us.